I think another piece that helps at work, and it's perhaps a little bit surprising, is that even though they're all really close, they aren't communal children. Like,
oh no. Yes.
Like our kids are
That's
our
a good
kids,
one.
and your kids are yours, and
Important.
so I would,
Muy
like
important.
if I saw something with a Jankovic kid, I would tell Luke.
He never would, but if he did.
But it's not my job to discipline their kids or impose
No.
verbal standards on their kids. So I think even though there's a lot of really close, there's actually a lot of real deference to where the borders
A
are.
lot of definition.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
that's for sure.
And actually, even there, the shared standards. I think the fact that there's definition of authority, like which kids get swatted by which parent set. But then also, so there's clear lines there. But then there's also a very clearly shared communal standard where we don't have different entertainment standards. We don't have.
I will tell Nate because I know Nate wants to know about that sort of thing.
So it's not like, hey, your son made a potty joke, and I say, oh, we're great with that in our family. Actually, we're cool with those. It's like, no, we have a similar standard for coarse jesting and the kind of humor that we allow among kids and the kind of movies we watch and everything else, which enables it all to work as they get older too. So when you get out of that knee-high phase, it works. But when we have guests, as we often do, the biggest problems for the kids are when those other kids don't have shared standards, and also it's really difficult when the other parents don't have shared standards of what's going to get disciplined. Right. So I'm watching a 2-year-old misbehave or an 8-year-old misbehave, and their parents could see it too and nothing would happen. So I can't just throw a flag and say, hey, this is happening, because they're not going to do anything. They don't even know that's something that they should maybe discipline, where we've all shared that. So we have a shared rubric.
And we don't have
if
to
you will.
worry that you'll get offended if I call you.
Right, yeah. There won't be, nobody will get hurt
I
feelings.
was going to say, we've had many conversations
Yes.
between all of us.
We've had many outward conversations, but none inward really yet. We're the tattletale branch.
I was going to say, all of us as parents have actually talked through more complicated issues so that we actually do know where each other stand on things with our kids. Like, we do know it's not like we think we all have to have the same policy, but I do know how you all feel about class parties or about whatever. Like, we have talked through.
Every once in a while, they will find out when they're younger, because by now, a lot of the younger ones have watched the older ones. So there's been a lot of learning by watching, like, ooh, I won't do that. But there's times, like, what was the imaginary land that my...
The land of Apollo.
So there's times we'll find out after the fact, like it's been going on for some time, that my son has become a dictator of an imaginary land. And Apollo.
The dictator of the land of Apollo.
And
where there's a pharaoh and a prime minister, but no princesses.
No princesses.
And you find out, and this has been going on all summer.
Did they have a language?
Causing great
He was working on a language and he had 48 laws.
Wasn't that one of the things that we fired as parents? That it was like...
No, actually first it became a rotating thing. So it actually, we infused an inclusiveness. The older kids who at the time were like not old.
Basically, we ruined the game.
Yeah, we did. We ruined the game by saying you had to include the twins. And it was the twins. So the
They're
twins
10
were
now,
like
so they were little.
Yeah, so 8 years ago,
And all
and
the
the twins were
at least
2,
were allowed to be there.
and they were being highly excluded, and they were at the bottom of the food chain at the time, and so it turned into no, you need a rotating dictatorship, which then turned into them trying to kick off Sabbath dinner with a funeral for the previous week's pharaoh. So
I think
the
that's when
Sabbath dinner
like,
would start with the previous week's pharaoh. There'd be a funeral and then an appointment of the new one. Yeah, it just got weird. And then
Did it take you to catch this?
we didn't know.
months. Took months.